This is the Phillies POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome into the show, everybody. This is Locked On Phillies POSTCAST and the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. It's great to have each and every one of you along for the ride. I hope you guys are having a great Thursday, everybody, especially with the Phillies being able to complete the sweep of the Colorado Rockies. And one thing that I just find absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing here is that the Phillies, who've been around since 1883, have never swept a 7-game series, like a season series. That is bonkers. I saw that correctly, right? On the end of the broadcast there. I did not know that. I'll read it off to you. It is absolutely insane. For as old as the Phillies are, they haven't done this before. First season series sweep of 7+ games versus an opponent in franchise history. Okay. Welcome to the party, pal. How about that for your Philadelphia Phillies? I mean, I was just going in there today with the expectation, with the desire, with the want, with the dream that when you complete this sweep, you do exactly what you're supposed to do against a team like the Rockies, and the Phillies did it. And today, it wasn't the easiest thing in the world. 2 runs they're able to get across the plate today. Ranger Suarez, 2. I was hoping so bad he'd get that final out. Unfortunately, he was unable to get that in the 7th inning, so he logged 6 2/3. But hey, beggars, I'm not begging. I'm not begging. Who's begging? Nobody's begging. Ranger Suarez goes out there and absolutely handles his business today. You got the runs you needed to get, and you got the pitching you needed, and that amounted into a win. That amounted into history, and that also totaled out with the Phillies getting away with a 4-game sweep of the Rockies and their 7th straight victory. I'm here for it all. Welcome in once again to Locked On Phillies POSTCAST on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzett. I got you covered for each and every one of your postcasts throughout the season. Connor Thomas has you covered on the channel also when it comes to your Locked On daily podcast needs as well. Let's get into it. 3 big things. Number 1, Ranger Suarez, ladies and gentlemen. How much do you love this guy? Now improving to 3-0 on the season. I mentioned the 6 2/3. Scattered 6 hits is the perfect way to put this. He did walk 3, but 99 pitches in just about 7 innings of work. Phenomenal to see that from Ranger tonight. And also lowering that ERA to 3.70. Pretty spectacular. Ranger had just about everything working for him tonight. There were some innings where he was certainly laboring. Some innings he was certainly fighting through. But he was able to get those put-away pitches for the most part when he needed those put-away pitches. You saw him go out there in the first inning, got Tovar on a 3-2 cutter, 7-pitch at bat, got him for his first strikeout of the game. Then this is what was amazing about Ranger Suarez today. A couple of occasions he put a runner on third base, or a runner would get on third base, and he would just lock in. No better example of that than in the second inning. He starts off by getting McMahon to ground out to second base, then Doyle, who just first glance, just he had a really great series against the Phillies with the exception of center field play. You know what I mean? But Doyle goes out there, gets a triple. So you got a 1-out triple. You got Friedman coming up. You got Farmer coming up. No problem. Couple of ground ball outs there for Ranger Suarez, and he gets out of that inning. Third base, there's no score. You have the opportunity there to give up a run, and you do not take advantage of that opportunity, nor should you. And Ranger Suarez gets out of that 1-out base runner on third base. Then in the next inning, after the Phillies went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third inning, the Rockies come up there. And again, you get back-to-back singles, putting another runner on first and third with 2 outs this time. And he gets Goodman to strike out. It was a bad call. I will say that. Parra behind the plate tonight, Jonathan Parra, home plate umpire, he's terrible. He is absolutely terrible. And looking at his strike zone in particular tonight, you would, or this afternoon, whatever you want to call it, you would go, oh, this is a pitcher's duel. And it was 2-0. But that pitch to Goodman, I'm going to go ahead and just throw this out right away because this is what I thought was.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Kind of already revealed it. It was absolutely that moment when he got Goodman to strike out on that pitch that was obviously, I think it was inside. It was inside. And it was outside, excuse me. And it was called a strike. You saw Rafael Marchand behind the dish do the what does he call? JT Realmuto calls it the windmill. but usually he does it to protest a call when he can't believe it was called a ball. And he does the pump and then throws it to the umpire or throws it to the pitcher. Well, Marchand stood up to throw the ball back to Ranger Suarez, not expecting that ball to be called the third strike and the third out of the inning. But Parra rung up Goodman. And from that point on, I thought, well, Rangers got this. Phillies just need to get him some runs. And then Bryce Harper in the fourth inning came up and got him the first run of the game. And that's all that the Phillies pitching would need throughout the night. But Ranger Suarez, again, the star of the show as far as that goes. Fifth inning, he gets a 1-2-3 inning, including 2 more strikeouts to add to his total. I believe he finished with, I think it was 6 in total tonight, 6 strikeouts. Everything from the sinker to the changeup to the curveball. Everything was working when he really needed it to work, and the Phillies got him 1 more run of support in the 7th inning. Max Kepler, good to see him get another double and another RBI, back-to-back games for him. He's able to do that for the Phils. Ranger star of the show. Then you go after Ranger Suarez. I got to talk about the bullpen. Number 2 here is the bullpen. Now, they only needed to come in today for 2 1/3 innings of work, considering what you got from Ranger. Ranger couldn't get that final out in the 6th inning, again with a runner on third base. It should be in the 7th inning with a runner on third base. He unfortunately walked Tovar on a 10-pitch at bat that he was up in the count 0-2 to start things off. Lost him on the walk, 10-pitch at bat. Suarez goes out, Orion Kerkering comes in, and I think we're all looking at each other going, or at least all looking at our social media feeds like, okay, Orion Kerkering, 0 in here, fella, 0 in, lock in. Throws 1 pitch, gets a sweeper running in on the hands of Goodman. He swings at the first pitch in this situation. I'm assuming he was thinking fastball. I don't know. And fouls out to Bryce Harper, who reaches into the Rockies dugout to record the 3rd and final out of the inning and strand yet another runner on third base for the Colorado Rockies. So love to see that from the bullpen. Other guys out here, Matt Strahm, 15 pitches, 1 hit, got through that inning, no problem. And then Jordan Romano, who everybody loves, goes out, 10 pitches, picks up his 6th save of the season. I'm going to tell you something right here. And I'm hoping Orion Kerkering does it as well. But these 2 guys, the final pitchers in the game today for the Phillies, Matt Strahm and Jordan Romano, those are the guys that you want to see dominate. In light of Jose Alvarado being done, essentially, until mid-August, and then obviously the playoffs as well, those are the guys you got to lean on in the bullpen. Those are going to be your big money pitchers. Those are going to be the guys that have to go out there and do their job. Those are the high-leverage pitchers. Hey, look, Orion Kerkering got out of his last jam that he was in. He walked into a jam today. He inherited a jam today, and he got out of that jam with 1 pitch. All right, good job, fella. I want to see that continue to happen for this Phillies bullpen, and you saw it today, so good hustle to them. Number 3, Bryce Harper. This guy just keeps hitting. And I know today was no flex by this Phillies lineup. I mean, look at this. You're talking about 17 hits in game 1, 17 hits in game 2, 12 hits in game 3, 4 measly hits in game 4 of this series. But they made them count. This is where you talk about runners in scoring position or men left on base, and it's just like, yeah, if your pitching is locking it down, then you could afford a couple of drips across the plate. And that's what the Phillies really did. They didn't gush across the plate. There was a couple of drip drops across the plate. So that's what you saw from the Phillies today, and Bryce Harper was the guy that got them on the board originally in that 4th inning after Trey Turner. After Bryson Stott reached on a fielding error by Tovar at shortstop. You get Turner striking out, unfortunately. Stott swipes a bag to put himself in scoring position. Bryce Harper puts one out there in the left field corner on a first pitch fastball that he jumps all over, and that brings Bryson Stott home for the first run of the ball game. That was great. 7th inning, again, Max Kepler goes out there with that RBI double in the corner that brought Kyle Schwarber home from first. Brought him home from first for the second run of the ball game. It was great. Really, Kepler and Harper I could look at as the number 3 guys of 3 big things. There was a little moment of frustration. And that was the base running today. When the game remained close, and it was 1-0, 2-0, even, you're going into that bottom of the 7th inning, bottom of the 8th, bottom of the 9th, and it's still a 2-run game. I know it's the Rockies, and I know I've been saying all series long 2 things. You could get away with mistakes against the Rockies, and I've also been saying do what you should do against the Rockies, which is sweep them. If you're an elite team in baseball, which the Phillies are right now, well, then you better beat up on a team like the Colorado Rockies. And they absolutely beat up on a team like the Colorado Rockies 4-0. They 7 wins. 7 of their 32 wins are against the Rockies. That's pretty good. So I'd say, yeah, they beat up on them. But the base running mistakes. First, Kyle Schwarber. What? Maybe the highest baseball IQ on the team. Shocked that he got doubled off first base in the second inning. Nick Castellanos hit the ball on a rope to left field. Beck made a great jumping grab on it, and Kyle Schwarber was just dead to rights. They doubled him off first base. Then later, Alec Boehm in one of the middle innings, 5th inning, he gets a double. He's standing on second base with 1 out. Brandon Mark steps up, hits a humpback liner to Tovar at shortstop, and I guess Boehm didn't really pay attention to where Tovar was lined up because the ball was hit right to him, and Boehm's sitting on third base when Tovar catches it, and he just jumps on second base for the double play. Okay, get that out of your system against a team like the Rockies, because I don't want to see that against the Mets. I don't want to see that against the Dodgers. I don't want to see that against the Braves. Get that out of your system. Let that be the learning lesson when you can afford to make the mistakes against the Colorado Rockies. Let that be the lesson today. When we come back, tell you the player of the game. When we come back, I'll tell you also what we'll be talking about tomorrow, what we have to look forward to, not just with the Phillies, but with the New York Mets and their schedule coming up while the Phillies leave this series against the Rockies. Go to Oakland. I'll tell you what the Mets are up to. We'll get into that. We'll also take your comments. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. SupplyHouse.com. Are you guys taking advantage of all they have to offer at SupplyHouse.com? Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades at Supply House. That's SupplyHouse.com. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right, which is what's most important, right? Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. So take advantage of SupplyHouse.com. That's SupplyHouse.com. They are fantastic. Everything that you're getting into with SupplyHouse.com, like the Trade Master program, you can get enrolled in that today. SupplyHouse.com/TM and start ordering your plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. If you need help with an order, Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for the trade professionals out there looking for that extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Also, you can use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order at SupplyHouse.com. That's SupplyHouse.com. Let's jump into the player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Obviously, the player of the game is a man named Ranger Suarez. When you win a game 2-0, it ain't offense getting it done for you. You know what I'm saying? It's Ranger Suarez. So without question, he gets the player of the game honors today. How about this? First time in his career, I believe it would have been, where he would have had 3 straight 7-inning performances. That's pretty good for Ranger Suarez. That's great, as a matter of fact. And he was right on the cusp of doing that. A 10-pitch absolute battle. I know at one point during the broadcast, Ben Davis said in the booth, Uncle, just calling Uncle in some of these long at-bats that Ranger Suarez had to battle through. And you know what? He did a fantastic job getting through them. Just couldn't, unfortunately, get that one more out in the inning. And the official number for Ranger, by the way, 99 pitches. But when it came to consecutive starts or 7 or more innings, 7 innings, 7 scoreless against the Guardians, 7 innings, 3 runs, all earned against the Pittsburgh Pirates in that 8-4 win in that series, which was also a sweep. And 7 would have been 7 innings today instead, 6 2/3, 2 runs. That's a nice run. That's a nice run for Ranger Suarez, especially after you're talking about his season debut earlier this month on the 4th, where he went 3 2/3, 7 runs all earned. That's That's not ideal. And he has certainly dialed in since then. So Ranger Suarez, no doubt, the player of the game. As for...
This is what you'll be talking about.
You're going to be talking about the Philadelphia Phillies being the hottest team in baseball. When you're talking about winning their seventh of their last 8 series, that's pretty good. When you're talking about sweeping the Rays, you're talking about sweeping the Pirates, and now you're talking about sweeping the Colorado Rockies. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. You'll also be talking about where the New York Mets are headed, because after they dropped 2 or 3 to the Yankees, they went ahead and thought, hey, let's just make this a trend. They dropped 2 or 3 to the Boston Red Sox. Now they get a 3-game series against the LA Dodgers at Citi Field. Then they got the White Sox. Meh. Then they got the Rockies. So that's 6 games right there. This is a 9-game homestand coming up here, by the way, for the Mets, while the Phillies are still out on the West Coast for 3 more games against the Sacramento Athletics. But then the Mets have a 4-game series at Los Angeles, a 3-game series at the Rockies. And that's how they start their month of June. So Phillies keep stacking the wins. Because 6 out of the next 9 games, well, all of them are at home for the Mets, but 6 of them come against the Rockies and the White Sox. That sounds like wins. That sounds like wins for the Mets, unfortunately. By the way, Mets were idle today, so now they are officially 2 full games behind the Phillies for first place in the NL East. You love to see it. As far as the Oakland, as far as the A's go, they are so last I looked, they were a 500 baseball team. They're 2 games under 500. Now they're 6 games under 500. So even better for your Philadelphia Phillies. By the way, the Phillies have won 8 of their last 10. And the Yankees and the Minnesota Twins are the 2 only other teams in baseball that are that scorching hot right now. So there you go. Let's get into the chat check and see. Oh, by the way, humble apologies, by the way. I was really late on getting the thumbnail up on YouTube. So Miss Cusi, I apologize. Had some things going on during the game, and it was like 9th inning, and I go, oh, wait, I got production to do. So sorry that was so late and get up there, but thank you for the people that are watching and waited it out for me. I appreciate that. Let's get into the chat check. Greg Benson, looking forward to your Romano impression. Why, Deborah? There you go. That's it. There it is. Way to get out of it, Raymond. All right. Evelyn, buzz cut Bryce is hot. Pitching is turning it out. Romano, great again. See you all tomorrow, Farzy, after midnight. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a little Farzy after dark. Maybe I'll be in my PJs, okay? Maybe I'll have a pipe and a brandy, a little after dark postcast for you. I encourage to join. Join me, please, by all means. Just Patrick 2. What's up, Just Patrick 2? Who thought we were going to see a pitching duel today? I will say this. Ranger, I thought was going to be a stud. Marquez did have 6 scoreless against the Phillies earlier in the season, but still 2-0 at Coors Field is a bit of a shocker. It's a bit of a shocker. Bam Bam 100. Hello. Well, they were bound to cool off a bit. Still got the win, so it's no problem. Look. The one critique, critique is the base running today. Like, what was it the base running today? Maybe you don't have that kind of base running. You're talking about 2 more runs. Maybe you're talking about 3 more runs, right? Maybe you have that monster inning. Marquez at one point on the ball that I think it was Kepler, the Kepler tattooed. I think that was a knuckle curve, or was it Bohm? Yeah, it was Kepler's double in the corner. He threw him a knuckle curve that just flattened out. There was no knuckle to it. There was no curve to it. It just was there to be bashed. And Max Kepler didn't miss it and put it down the right field line. German Marquez just seems to be one of those guys that gives the Phillies trouble. Yeah, that's a good point, man. Rocky's defense is so weird. Amazing hits, stealing athletic plays, and terrible basic throws and fielding. What a mess. They are a mess. How about that story of, by the way, the Rockies security team whatever it was, Johan Rojas had to leave like the clubhouse area or something. And then the security wouldn't let him back in because they didn't believe he was part of the team. Zach Wheeler had to go get him. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. No, I'm Johan Rojas. Look, who else wears pants this tight? Come on. Oh, I didn't realize your pants were so tight, Johan. That's definitely you. Come on in. He's wearing the yoga pants. Those are jeans. What? Anyway, it would be even funnier if he was in full uniform. Oh, that would be even funnier. Just the only team in baseball with a better record than the Phillies is the Detroit Tigers. That is true. How about them, by the way? Old Car Shield himself, Matt Vierling, just came back recently from an IL stint. How about that? Need to tighten up base running. I agree. Ray Amato, hello. Looked to me like they just wanted to go home, but the Rockies are so bad. They couldn't win against us anyway. Glad we got the win. Time to go for 8 in a row. Absolutely. And you got the A's coming up. Oh, Tommy Shrove. Yeah. Johan Rojas did try to take home. That was a good play by Shunk, their second baseman. When was that? I know Castellanos hit it. Did I miss that in my notes? I remember watching the play. No, Castellanos went earlier in the game. I didn't have a problem with sending Rojas. I figure he's going to score on that. It's going to take a great play to not have him score, and they made a great play. I know other people might chalk that up as another base running blunder, but I don't put it as a base running blunder. I put that as just a good play. Oh, it was the ninth inning. It was the top of the ninth inning. Schwarber worked the walk. I believe that's who they pinch hit for at that moment, or pinch ran for. 8-pitch walk. Castellanos goes up. Rojas gets thrown out at home on the grounder to second. Yeah, that was a great play. I don't have any issue with that. By the way, the mics have been working like a champ lately. Thank you, Tommy Shrove. Playing good ball. Harper's average up to 275. Love that. Tommy Shrove buzz cut. Bryce is on fire since the haircut. Yes, he has been. Batting like 500 since the Sirianni goes into the barbershop. Can I get the Sirianni? Deborah probably reminds Romano his ERA is still 6.78. Pipe down, Romano. But I'm better. All right, sorry. Don't put the quarter in the machine. That's still gonna. Anyway, thanks everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful as per usual. Yes, I will be back with you guys tomorrow night, 10:05 start time in Sacramento, where the Philadelphia Phillies start a 3-game series with the Athletics. They're just like Cher, Madonna, Sting. They're just one name. They're just the Athletics. Not Oakland, not Vegas, not Sacramento, just the Athletics. They have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row. Swept by the Angels. They got the Angels right now. Ooh, what's that going on? What's that score right now? They're losing. 2 outs, top of the 8th inning in Sacramento. So that's fun. 7-5, they're losing. Yeah, let's chalk it up. Let's call it. I think it'll be 9 straight losses for them. That's a shame. That's a shame. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I will be back with you guys tomorrow. Again, after the 10:05 start time with the Phillies and the Angels. I so look forward to that matchup, and I look forward to the Phillies making it 8 wins in a row and winning 8 of their last 9 series. The pitching matchup for tomorrow night, by the way, is going to be Zach Wheeler, 5-1 of the season with a 2.67 ERA against Jeffrey Springs, a left-handed pitcher. He's 5-3 with a 3.91 ERA. Again, a lefty, 32-year-old lefty. He is coming off a 6 2/3 inning performance, 1 run against the Giants. That was a losing effort, though, for those Athletics. Once again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to Locked On Phillies Postcasts. Make sure you got, Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. I got you covered for your postcast. Connor Thomas has you covered for your Locked On Phillies daily content. And also like and subscribe to Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. Louis DiBiase has you covered for all your Eagles content throughout the year, not just the season, through the year. And then me, Louis, Jason Martinez, and Harry Mays have you covered twice a week for your Locked On Eagles Squad podcast. 2 shows a week, an hour each. So make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to Locked On Eagles as well. Once again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Be back with you guys tomorrow night for a little postcast after dark. See you guys then. Have a great night. Bye.